Coming from someone that is not a fan of slasher movies and historically not a big fan of the Scream franchise as a whole, I do have to go ahead and tell you, Scream 6 knocks it out of the park. Welcome to Pierce Productions. My name is Trace, and today I'm going to be talking about the newest Scream movie, Scream 6, now out in theaters. Scream 6 easily was the funnest I've had with a Scream movie in a very long time. It wasn't scary, but definitely intense, and it had me guessing throughout the entire movie on who the killer was. And I was able to just genuinely have a great time watching this movie, especially with true Scream fans surrounding me, cheering and clapping at this movie. We have a great opening that we haven't seen yet in the franchise. And speaking of not seeing things before in this franchise, when you have a franchise that's almost 30 years old, you got to keep it fresh. You can't just be repeating the same thing over. Scream 5, I understand that they did similar things to the first Scream to kind of ease us as an audience back into Woodsboro and Ghostface. But Scream 6, they take us to a completely different city. They stick with the core four cast and really let them flesh out. I now have connected with these four characters much more than I did in the past, and I'm looking forward to what is to come. I'm sure there's going to be a Scream 7 after this. There are multiple standout scenes in this movie, but you've seen it in the trailer. It's that glimpse of the ladder scene, and that's easily, that whole sequence, even leading up before the ladder, is easily the best part of the movie. It's really hard talking about this movie in a non-spoiler setting because there's so many things to talk about that could potentially spoil something, but coming from a person that is not a fan of this franchise, I think that you're really going to have a great time with this movie. I'm looking forward to Scream 7. The only thing I could say about this movie that I still wasn't on board with is the comedy didn't work in this movie, and the stakes are now lowered for me as an audience for any potential Scream movies going forward. And what I mean by that is they did what Marvel continues to do is, oh, this person's not really dead, haha, just joking. And it got to the point where I now don't believe anyone in the future is going to potentially be in legitimate danger of death when they go up against a new Ghostface, because they did it too many times in this movie where you should die from this happening to you, but somehow in the movie you're fine. But if that's my only gripe of this movie, then so be it. Because I do believe that this movie, especially with the success of Scream 2022 and Jenna Ortega with Wednesday, this movie is going to succeed. There's going to be much more. I think you should check it out.
Star Wars